US military base in Iraqi Kurdistan's Erbil has in fact been attacked by Iran. That's right. Videos emerging on your screens right now are from Iraqi Kurdistan's Erbil. Let me point it out again, where a US military base has reportedly been attacked by Iran. Videos emerging shows the exact moment the base was in fact attacked. You see a volley of projectiles landing there in the horizon. We've circled that, the impact for you there. This footage is believed to be of a US military base in Iraqi Kurdistan's Erbil. Meanwhile, my colleague Priyanka Deo continues to stay with us. Priyanka, if not an all-out endgame, what is the economic fallout? Very importantly, you were mentioning the markets will be in a flux today. What is the economic fallout, or rather, what will be the economic fallout if this conflict keeps on dragging on, Priyanka?
Beyond the, immediate security implications, a lot of attention now is turning to the potential economic fallout, as you just said, from escalating tensions in the region. Energy markets are often the first to react to situations involving the Middle East, particularly given the region's role in global oil as well as natural gas supply. So even the perception of disruption to production or to the shipping routes, the naval routes, can lead to price volatility over here. Higher energy prices, if sustained, can have ripple effects across the global economy, right? Arjun, transportation, manufacturing, consumer good costs may rise, and this contributes to inflationary pressures in multiple countries. So financial markets also tend to respond to geopolitical uncertainty. Investors may shift towards traditionally lower risk assets during periods of instability. This can also lead to short-term market fluctuations. And for countries heavily dependent on energy imports, India included, sustained volatility could affect trade balances as well as fiscal planning. So at the same time, energy exporting nations may see temporary revenue increases depending on price movement. So at this stage, economists emphasize that a lot of it depends on the duration and the scale of current tensions, which nobody knows right now. Short-lived disruptions may have limited long-term impact, while prolonged instability could create broader economic consequences, not just for one country, but for multiple countries.
Right, Priyanka, let me interrupt you. Fresh image or footage of that US base being attacked in Iraqi Kurdistan. Take a look. Yes, we go back to my colleague Priyanka there, who continues to join us from Chicago. Priyanka, we've spoken about the economy, the larger region. Now, what exactly is Trump wanting here from Iran? As critics are pointing out, is this also about oil?
I think your voice, is this also about, and you got cut off, Arjun. You have to repeat the question.
Of course, Priyanka, if you can hear me now, what are you picking up from Washington? Critics are, of course, opining that this has more to do with oil and less to do with geopolitics.
Administration officials at this point have outlined several stated objectives. First, the White House has said that its primary goal is to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons capabilities and long-range missile systems. U.S. officials describe this as a core national security priority. Second, the administration has emphasized deterrence, signaling that attacks on U.S. personnel or facilities in the region would trigger a military response, as we're seeing right now. In that sense, the objective is framed right now as restoring or reinforcing deterrence credibility. Third, some officials have also indicated that the broader aim here is to constrain Iran's regional military influence, particularly through groups aligned with Tehran in neighboring countries. At the same time, the administration has not formally articulated a goal of regime change or oil. Public messaging has focused more on altering Iran's behavior and reducing perceived security threats rather than redefining anything of Iran or its political system. Analysts have also noted here so far that the ultimate outcome will likely depend on whether diplomatic channels reopen, whether military actions remain limited, or how regional actors respond. So for now, the administration's publicly stated objectives is all I can give you. It centers on deterrence, on security assurances, limiting strategic capabilities that it views as destabilizing.
Priyanka, a very important other facet of this story has also been Iran attacking other Gulf countries. Now, is this to essentially put pressure to have their leaders call up Washington and sort of tell Washington to stop their campaign? Is that fructifying for the Iranians, or it does not seem like that? What are you picking up?
I think following reports and sources of Iranian strikes affecting the U.S. military facilities located in several Gulf countries, regional governments are now assessing both the security as well as the diplomatic implications at this point, right, Arjun? I think it's just developing so fast. Analysts suggest that from Tehran's perspective, such actions may be framed as responses to U.S. military activity in the region. In some cases, Iranian officials have described their actions as retaliatory or defensive in nature, particularly when U.S. bases are involved. Many Gulf countries also host U.S. military personnel under long-standing defense agreements. So as a result, regional tensions between Washington and Tehran can almost place those host nations in a very complex strategic position. At the same time, Gulf governments have emphasized the importance of regional stability as well as the protection of sovereignty here. So diplomatic responses, including summoning ambassadors, reflect both concern over security and an effort to prevent further escalation. So the broader regional dynamics, including deterrence signaling, alliance relationships, longstanding geopolitical rivalries, are all factors that are being watched closely. As with many developments in the region, the situation still, I want to stress, remains fluid. Governments continue to evaluate both.
Right, Priyanka, the situation, as you were rightly mentioning, remains fluid. A lot of variables to, in fact, consider, and governments, well, doing what they do. Priyanka, continue to stay with us.